This is the second game between me and the Prussian Prince. The first game was no result because I dropped from the game due to my internet connection just crapping itself due to there being a massive storm here in Norway. We repicked the factions from the first battle because neither of us wanted another nomad battle. One nomad battle is fine, but 40-minute battles, not something you'd want too many of. So I picked Suebi, and the Prussian Prince picked Macedon. And these are our builds: 6 Thraeus, 3 Rhodians, 3 Archers, 6 Thessalians, and 1 Companion for the Prussian Prince. For me, we have 3 Germanic Scouts, 3 Germanic Slingers. I think I have 5 Swordmasters, or yes, 5 Swordmasters, 6 Spear Levy, 1 Hex Bearer, and that's it. And if you cast a casual glance to the timer here, you'll see that our wishes for not having another nomad game were not fulfilled. So I'll be moving up here. I want to concentrate on his flank that has the Rhodians. So I'm going to be moving up there, and I want to engage the Rhodians with my Germanic Slingers and make them waste their ammunition. But the Prussian Prince is just going to kite away. So I'm pulling my skirmishers back. Then I'm going to start advancing again. Running around a bit with my Germanic Scout Riders. Trying to get some shots off on his Rhodians, but he pulls them away, so I'm not able to. Keep moving my army. You can see that I have attack orders on the Rhodians, on the Thessalians, but the units just keep moving away. Again, try to engage, but he doesn't want the engagement. He presumably doesn't want to waste the ammunition from his Rhodians on my Germanic Slingers. So I'm trying to engage here. Nope, he's moving away, moving towards me on this flank. But I'll just focus on this one side of his army to try and isolate it. This is a winter map, it's a snow map, so the cold is going to fatigue his units more than it's going to fatigue my units. Running my Germanic Scout Riders up, trying to get into the companions, but he's going to move them away. Pushing up, trying to get some skirmish action going, but he's just going to keep kiting away here. Run my Germanic Scouts a bit too far away from my own lines here, but I figure while I'm there I might as well do some damage to the Thessalians. Miss micro a bit there, but I do manage to take down some Thessalians with me. Move back in, but I have to move out because of the Archers. The Archers can absolutely wreck Germanic Scouts. So just running around my Germanic Scout Riders, and you can see, although they have a resistance to cold, they are already very tired. The Thessalians are only active because I've been moving my Scout Riders a lot more. So, went for my Slingers. I moved up with my Swordmasters to intercept. The Thessalian Cavalry looks juicy for my Spear Levy, so I'm going to rush up my Spear Levy and try to throw some Javelins at them. Nope, they're going to move away, but then I'm going to move back in. Managed to kill quite a few Thessalians there, so that was nice. But my Spear Levy gets gangbanged by Thessalian Cavalry. Moving up other Spear Levy units, trying to throw some Javelins there as well, but he's just moving away his Thessalian Cavalry, so I'm not able to throw the Javelins. But still just chipping away at the Thessalians. Again, trying to move up and engage with my skirmishers there, but he doesn't want to engage. Brush into the Thraeus Spears just to make them waste a bit of ammunition and make these units waste a bit of ammunition. But he is very wisely not firing at them. So I hoped he would fire at them and do some friendly fire, but he didn't. So sort of a waste of a Spear Levy unit, but I have a lot of them. So again, just moving towards his Rhodians. I don't want to get flanked by Rhodians, so I'm going to ignore the Archers, just screen them with a light contingent, and then I'm going to keep pushing up against the Rhodians, because I want to, what I want to have happen is I want my Germanic Slingers to be able to engage the Rhodians and waste a lot of their ammunition. So continue to try to move towards his Rhodian force there, backed up by Thraeus. And since they are backed up by Thraeus, I can't just charge in with my Germanic Scout Riders. It's going to be suicidal for my Germanic Scouts. So I need to keep an eye on my fatigue levels now, because if I just keep running my units like this, they are going to be exhausted, and that would be super bad if all of this shock cavalry comes crashing in. So try to skirmish a bit over here, but he just moves away his archers. Moving up my Germanic slingers. They're exhausted because they've been running so much. Trying to get some volleys off, but he's just moving his units away. Same here. Getting a few volleys off, but he's just moving his units away. It didn't really kill anything. I don't even know if I hit anything with those volleys. Thessalians moving up to threaten my skirmishers, presumably. Now I just need to rest my guys a bit, because my Germanic scout riders are exhausted. I'm still going to try to snipe this Thessalian cavalry, but I'm probably not going to be able to catch it when I'm exhausted. So I just need to pull away and rest my Germanic scouts, but I do manage to sort of bring them around a bit and get some shots off. I don't think I've hit anything yet, because I am just so slow when I'm exhausted. But I could manage to get some shots off here. No, don't manage to kill anything. Trying to go for this Thessalian, but it moves too close to its Rhodian slinger support, so I'm just going to rest my Germanic scout riders over here. Trying to push up my skirmishers to do some damage to the Thessalian cavalry, but I see that I'm pushing them up too far. Here is just going to move away from my Germanic slingers. Same story over here, just moving away from my slingers. And I can kind of understand why he doesn't want to engage my slingers at range, because he needs all of his ammunition to kill my swordmasters. But the thing is that by not wanting to engage in any skirmish engagements, then it's basically a stalemate, because I'm not going to be able to catch him. Both players are attackers in this battle. I'm not going to be able to attack the Prussian prince's army, because he can just keep kiting it away forever. And he doesn't want to engage my army, because then he'll just lose, straight up lose, because he doesn't have he has a lot of skirmishing power, but he doesn't have staying power. So if he just engaged my lines head on here, then he would lose that battle very quickly. Still, it could be done, I think, by hitting the right units, but he doesn't have any holding power in his army at all. The Theraeus are going to die to just about everything. The Rhodians can do a lot of damage, of course, but Thessalians also die really quickly. So here I get my Germanic scouts sort of caught. So I'm going to have them use all of their ammunition against the Thessalians before they finally get caught. And they're running out of ammunition. I'm just kiting them away, making them spend all of their ammunition, and they're actually able to do a lot of damage against the Thessalian cavalry. So I probably should have charged the Thessalian cavalry there instead of just getting run down. We'd still have lost horribly, but I might have taken a few more Thessalians down with me. So I need to conserve these units, because if I only have infantry, and then he'll be able to move in his Rhodians and his archers at will. So the Prussian prince is deploying all across the map here. I obviously can't just send my units out piecemeal to try and engage his. So I'm going to keep my forces together, and then I'm going to try to have him make a mistake. But it's going to be super hard at this point, because since he is spread out all across the map like this, and I'm more concentrated, then there is really no way that I'm going to use my heavy infantry to try and catch his Theraeus. They'll just get surrounded and shot to pieces. So I'll just keep trying to reach his slingers with my Germanic slingers. The thing is that if I engage, then I win. If I don't engage, then somehow the Prussian prince has to do damage to my army, and as it is now, he's not doing any damage to my army. So I'm pushing and trying to move after his units. He is moving his units after me here, but I want to engage, so I'm going to be pushing towards one side of his army. But the side that I push against, he's just going to move away from. So no skirmishing going on at the moment. I'll leave my spear levy here, because they can they have very good shields. They have a 60% chance to block incoming enemy missiles, so it's nice to use these guys as bait for arrows. But the swordmasters also have a very nice shield. They have a 55% chance to block incoming enemy missiles, which makes them very good against missile fire. So although their armor is less than the Oathsworn, they have a much higher chance to block enemy missiles that are incoming against them. Which is great for Suebi. Suebi used to be super vulnerable to missiles, but they are really not anymore, because they have so many 60% block chance shields. So the only thing that doesn't have 50+% chance of blocking enemy missiles in this army will be the Germanic Scout Riders and the Hex Bearers. So I was hoping for a Macedonian pike, sort of pike line with some cavalry skirmishing support that I could actually engage, but I just can't catch this army. And I think it's a bit weird, because since both players are attackers, in my opinion, what the Prussian prince is doing now is not really attacking. I'm constantly moving towards him, he's constantly moving away, just rotating where I am trying to engage, rotating away, and that is fine for avoiding an engagement, but he's not really doing any damage, and he's not really trying to do any damage either. So this is very much a stalemate. I do have a shot if I manage to catch some of these units isolated with Ariovistus, and at this point this is my plan, to just hope that he mismicros a unit of Thessalians. I'm able to catch it with my Germanic Scout Riders. Hope he mismanages a unit of Rhodians, so I can catch it with fast charge and destroy it quickly. So the archers just moving away from my spear levy. Just going to keep them there as a shield. Moving up my Germanic slingers, but he's just moving away his mercenary Rhodian slingers. So at this point it's impossible for me to get an engagement. So for the people who don't like to see rush games, this is the antithesis of the rush game. Well, I am sort of trying to catch the Prussian prince there, rushing up and trying to catch him, but it's just, since he keeps moving away, it's going to be impossible for me to catch him. Well, not entirely impossible, but I could just click attack orders with my swordmasters on each of the Thureos units, but that would be a disaster. So the way he's deployed now, it's almost impossible for me to engage. I'll just have to try to isolate units like I'm doing here, and then go for them with my Germanic Scout Riders. So again, moving up my Germanic slingers, but they're not able to start firing because he's just moving his archers away. Trying to move up and skirmish again, but nope. Just trying to push him back. He should be able to just avoid me basically forever in this battle. Managed to get some shots off, but I don't really do any damage because the archers are moving away. Trying to get some shots off on the mercenary Rhodian slingers, but the mercenary Rhodian slingers are moving away. Everything is just moving away at this point. But I do see an opening on this flank. I try to get some shots off on the Rhodians when they are retreating. And I'm able to get a volley off, but I didn't really kill anything. Maybe I killed one, yeah, I killed one Rhodian. So this unit of Thessalians has been isolated. So now I'm going to go over and throw javelins at it. And since the Prussian prince is moving his Thureos to mirror my Germanic scouts, that leaves an opening for me to go and get the mercenary Rhodian slingers. So that's what I'm going to try to do. You can see I'm microing like crazy here to get gun angles on the Thessalian cavalry. Not doing a whole lot of damage yet, but this is going to help massively in the late game, when the Thessalians have lost 11 men and have taken a lot of hit point damage. So here I do manage to catch the Rhodian slingers. Nice charge from my Germanic scout riders. They're going to be able to destroy the unit. The Thureos are firing into the blob now. They are doing damage to me, but they're also doing damage to the mercenary Rhodian slingers. So they killed 9 Germanic scout riders. His general moving up, trying to charge my swordmasters, but I just counter that move with a spear levy. To put it back to normal speed, because this is, as you can see, the end of the battle. Keep kiting away with my Germanic scout riders, pushing up with my spear levy, because now I've managed to isolate some of his units, and even spear levy is going to do decently well against Thureos in close combat. So I just want to tie down the Thureos to stop them from firing. Throw some javelins at these Thessalians, doing a lot of damage to them. They dropped significantly, 12 Thessalians down from that one volley. Another unit moving in, but it's also a depleted unit, so the Thessalians are starting to hurt at this point. This unit is exhausted, so I figure if I can just manage to give it a charge, then that could be enough to break it after it takes some casualties. So since it is exhausted, it's going to be very slow. I'm going to get a nice charge here, might even rear charge with my spear levy, activating fast charge to try and catch a few of his units. So I'm just going to send out my spear levy, send out my Germanic scouts to take care of his archers. And his Thoreos are getting isolated very nicely now. They should be eating javelins anytime soon. Eating Germanic slinger fire. Actually dropping quickly to that. The mercenary Rhodians are eating spear levy fire. My spear levy over here managed to get into some Thessalians. They're going to do a lot of damage to them. The archers over here are going down. My spear levy managed to get into the Thessalians here. The Thessalians did not get the charge, so this is very bad for the Thessalians. And at this point, the Prussian prince got bored with the game, so he conceded, which was unfortunate in my opinion. So I lost a unit of Germanic scout riders and a unit of spear levy. He killed more than me. Yeah, I killed some spear levy there, and that's basically it. Spear levy and some Germanic scouts. I killed, took out some of these Thessalian cavalry, took out a unit of Rhodians, a unit of archers, but that was basically it. This was a battle where I wanted to engage. The Prussian prince couldn't really engage because of his army composition. He didn't have any follow-up for his Thessalian cavalry charge, so his one chance at victory here would be to destroy my skirmishers with cavalry or skirmishing, and then to destroy my cavalry. But it would be difficult for him to catch my cavalry. It would be difficult for him to destroy my skirmishers with his Rhodians even, because they have such good shields. So it ended in a stalemate basically, where I just tried to engage, but he would move away constantly. And these two games illustrate perfectly why it's preferred to rush. Because if you have builds that are too reliant on skirmishing, you can have games like this and the previous one, where it takes 20 minutes to get done with the skirmishing, and then the battle starts, then the melee starts. So anyway, good game to the Prussian prince, strength and honor.